Former Alabama great Roman Harper, now with the SEC Network, is going to join us for a couple of minutes.
He's at a Prada store?
And he's about to smoke a cigar.
He's at a Prada store?
This is going to be one of my favorite Harper visits.
Oh, my God.
I've got bourbon. I'm drinking bourbon right now. I want a cigar to go with my bourbon.
Hey, and I see you with the Rams bands on your wrist. I know you're a Saints/Panthers guy, but because neither one of those teams in the postseason, we pull in for a little Rams?
No, man, I'm all Detroit, fellas. Detroit has a lot of my former teammates/coaches. I like Detroit, man, just because the crazy thing is everybody's going to pick the Rams, and I totally understand why, because the Rams have been there. They've done that. Detroit has not, like, ever. But the moment Detroit wins this game on this weekend, shout out, man, everybody's going to start to believe a little bit more.
Would I like smoking cigars, you think?
Oh, no.
Oh, geez.
Hey, you know what, guys? I just wish we all were in person right now. Honestly, I've been a whole vibe my whole day. I went and looked at a couple of houses. I've been touring. I'm completely in off-season mode. So
boy, you got a different life than we do. It must be nice. But smoking the cigar, I know you like them, but is that a celebratory cigar? Because I have been hyping this guy up for a while, Harp. I think it is the best hire you could have made under the circumstances. Nobody's ever going to do what Nick Saban did again. But Kaley DeBoer, everywhere he's been, he's won. You saw what he did the last couple of years at Washington, and I think he's going to be fantastic in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, you got your little bourbon.
I do. I'm not missing, guys. Today's Justin Winter's day. I'm not having this for a celebratory, but I will say this. Just the odds are not in Alabama's favor. Anytime anybody's had to ever replace the GOAT. I was sitting there with Paul Feinbaum just 48 hours ago, thinking about just going through the days. Who replaced John Wooden? Who replaced Phil Jackson? Who replaced all the other greats? The odds are just not in your favor to get this right. So whatever coach this is going to be, I guess the deck is stacked against them. But I do actually really, 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 really like and appreciate Kalen DeBoer and everything he's been able to do successfully as a head coach in the college ranks. So with that being said, you can't deny his record. Now, is it going to be hard? Dude, I can't even imagine how hard it's going to be to replace the greatest of all time in college football. Not only that, but Alabama lost 2 games the last 2 out of the last 3 years, and the sky was falling. So the moment he loses his first game, which it's going to happen, I don't know when, but it will happen at some point. Can't wait to see how everybody reacts, how he handles it. And then at the end of the day, I worry less about him being a coach because I think he does that extremely well. He honestly gets everybody to buy in clearly by just looking at his record. But how is he going to continue to recruit at a highest level down there in the South where I don't know if he's had to do that before?
Can I ask you, do you believe that winners just win? Because I know it's NAIA and moving on up, but is there something too in your travels in both broadcasting and business and in life and in football that people who win at everything they do, they're just winners, and it doesn't matter what level we're talking about, and it doesn't matter whether it's in sports or business, winners just win? Do you believe in that? Do you buy into that?
I do. I think if you're a winner, it's a mentality. It's not just it's not on the scoreboard. It's a mentality. It's a way of life. Everything you do is in a winning fashion. So with that being said, I like the hire. I didn't know he was an option. So when I first heard about this, when Nick retired, Kalen DeBoer was not on my radar. And I applaud Greg Byrne for going through the channels to make this happen, because this was there's no perfect answer for this equation. It was going to be tough. It was going to be hard. And I think Kalen DeBoer has that winner mentality, and he's won everywhere he's been. So with that, you anticipate winning. My only hiccup is like, man, and I'm just telling him about a pitfall that's out there, is does he win enough? It's going to be so hard to replace and to live up to whatever this standard that Nick Saban has built, because, hey guys, I was there before that, and the standard is completely moved, and it's no longer what it used to be. And everybody feels the benefits of that. And we're all so much about what have you done for me lately that we don't actually remember the bad times. But hey, I'm totally all in. And I'm with Greg Byrne and his decision, and I will always support and rep the Alabama. So it doesn't even matter at that point. I'm going to be with him regardless. Now I just know I got to try and get behind Kalen DeBoer. I just hope he's able to retain some of the guys that are on staff to kind of help you kickstart? I would love to know all of those things.
Yeah.
Like Kalen DeBoer, okay, that's cool. Check the box. But for me, it's all about all the other things. Who's on the staff? Who do you retain? Who do you let go? Like, who adds value from here to continue to keep this thing going? Because the ship has been going great for 17 years. So now, how hard of a left turn do you want to make to continue to win at the highest level?
Roman Harper with us, SEC Network, as we continue our coverage of Alabama's hiring of Kalen DeBoer. The school still has not made it official, but he's already told his team, according to multiple reports, that he has taken the job at Alabama.
JD, shout out. They love the product behind me.
Gotta love it.
My boy said thank you. Gotta love it. He's got off-white pillows, too. So
Yeah, and
he's big time over here.
Hey, by the way, I start smoking cigars tonight. Tonight's the night. My first one.
Tonight's the night?
Tonight's the
Jimmy
night.
follower.
We got the off-white pillow.
Oh, wow. I mean, is this somebody's house or?
Yeah, this is somebody's house. I got my cigar holder, you know.
I got to get that too? I can't afford that.
Different tax bracket.
I can't afford that.
Jim smokes his first cigar tonight, and he continues his vomiting tonight as well. So
Don't inhale. Don't inhale. Whatever you
Got
do.
it.
Not
Got
inhale.
it.
that's what you're going to do when you inhale. So, I mean, given the choice, and I don't know what Kalen DeBoer will do. I know Kalen DeBoer has been successful everywhere he's been. We'll see what he does at Alabama. But given the choice, Harp, of a guy that's like, I want to be the guy that replaces I want to be the second guy. I don't want to be the guy. I'd rather have the coach that says, I don't have a problem with that. I'll be the guy that replaces Nick Saban. I'll take that challenge on. I mean, given the choice, you'd rather have the guy that's willing to do that. Most people would say it's not the smart move, but it's the attitude I'd rather have as a fan.
Well, not only that, but I mean, it's the same thing when I just listened to Nick Saban earlier today in his presser with ESPN, his whichever one, he only gave it to them. It was that, hey, look, there is no perfect time, right? Alabama is an ultimate job. It's a top 3 job in the country all the time, maybe top 5. And so when you understand that, these jobs just don't come up enough. And so when you get the opportunity, you jump at it. And are you willing to address the challenge? You understand what's going to be out there, the pitfalls, and you understand that. And all you do is you attack it the same way and the same approach as you had every other problem in your life. And so you go out there and you attack it day to day. You understand the pitfalls that are out there and you go for it. And you understand and you learn and you grow. You continue to suppress your ego and just continue to see what's out there. I applaud Kalen DeBoer for doing it. And you're right, guys. It's going to be really hard. And the odds are against you, but we're going to see what happens. I'm excited because they got a big-time coach. I didn't know that he was going to be the option. For me, like I said, I'm interested in who he keeps, who goes, who's going to be on the staff. And from here on, also because of the transfer portal, not so much as who leaves. Well, of course, I'm interested in who leaves, but who comes.
Yeah, I mean, to the portal, you didn't live it as a player. You're very familiar with it now. It is the new, it's just a new way in college football. But Isaiah Bond's already in the portal. I mean, if you had an opportunity to talk to these guys, they have got a coach coming in that has won championships at a smaller level. He's played for a championship at this level. What would you tell these guys? Because, I know you're an Alabama guy through and through, and I brought this point up to you a couple of months ago that I don't know how many Roman Harpers we're going to have left, wearing the Letterman's jacket, traveling around, watching the basketball games, glued to the TV that is all about Alabama. That is probably dead. But if you could get in there and tell the guys, give this guy a little bit of time, at least meet with him, right?
Damn, you're a happy guy. It's dead, man. It's dead.
But, I mean,
I know what you're saying.
Number one, I applaud you, and I really want to question. I would love to see the tape of you actually said Roman Harper, number one. Number two, I thank you for that. And you're right. I would tell somebody like Isaiah Bond is like, look at the offense that he just came from. He's going to have the top wide receiver in the draft. This is what they do. Look at the offense that they build around. This is going to look different, but they still win at a high level, which is what you come here to do. You come here to compete against the best and to be one of the best. Just look at the track record and trust the people around you. The thing about Alabama that I love the most, now that I'm on the other side of it, I looked up into where I was at, okay? I'm from the state. I didn't grow up an Alabama fan. I chose Alabama, and they chose me before that. But I made that decision. But seeing it all from this side of it, going through the NFL, being on the other side of it, talking to other guys that went to all these other schools. Like Alabama, if you look at the best coaches of all time, on the up there on the greatest of all time, you got Bear Bryant. He's related to Alabama. Nick Saban also comes from Alabama. So they've been fortunate enough, but Alabama has grown it organically. It's not like they've thrown a whole bunch of money at it and solved the problem that way. It has happened organically through time. And sometimes you're going to have hits and misses. You're going to have lulls and highs. And I'm sorry, you were on the greatest empire and the high of all time. And just because that changes doesn't mean the support changes, doesn't mean the fans change, doesn't mean everything that it has to offer you, that A club bring, when you walk off from there, that doesn't change. Those are the things that are so important when you get on this side of it. And I know it's really hard to talk about or really understand when you're on that side of it, but that would be what I would say is like all the other things that Alabama has to offer you outside of just being a great football player and trying to get to the NFL.
You know, I'm interested if you were to talk to the Alabama fans right now, and they're as good as they are because they love it so much and they show out in droves. But everything they've been through now over the last 17 years, if you were to address the Alabama fan base going into this offseason, into next year, what would you say to them?
I mean, don't. Actually, I need you to double down on what you were last year, because last year was the first time I've seen in years that Alabama fans didn't show up and expect to win, that they actually cheered like it mattered, that it felt different inside the stadium. I didn't feel like people were spoiled. I felt like they were honestly excited to be there, and nothing was guaranteed. I saw them lose that game versus Texas, and then all of a sudden, the moment everything changed. The next home games, Tennessee, LSU, the big ones that mattered, they showed out in big ways and they made a difference in that game. Like, don't lose that, because this team next year and going forward, they're going to need those best efforts for the fans. So if you can affect the game in that way, affect it. But at the end of the day, like, man, you choose Alabama for bigger than just a coach. Like, you choose Alabama for like everything else. And so you choose Alabama because they have 18 national championships, and they had 12 before Nick showed up, which was still more than everybody else. So, like, you got to understand that. But it all came organically. And so the coach, it takes the right synergy and everything else. And, hey, look, Kalen DeBoer can still go out there and win another chip in the next 2 years. And, like, don't be surprised if that happens, because the stock, I mean, the cupboards are still full. It's not like Alabama's bare or doesn't have talent. That's not an issue, nor will it be hard to recruit there either. So just remember all those things. And yes, Nick Saban was great. And somehow or another, Nick Saban is still going to be around.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He's keeping an office at Bryant-Denny, but as I pointed out to someone today, he's also got a house in Jupiter, Florida. You won't find anybody that loves Alabama more than me, but Jupiter, Florida, better than Bryant-Denny.
My brother already said, like, bro, you knew he was retired once you saw the house on Instagram. Yeah. Like, come on. Like, what are we talking about? I saw it.
He called it too. He called it the day it happened.
You don't buy that for a secondary house.
Yeah, Lance called it the day we did the story. Here's Nick Saban's new house. He's like, this is his last year.
Yeah, that means he's going to spend more days in Jupiter, Florida to become more tax efficient than I am in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Just tax purposes wise. It's just, I can fly from to and fro, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just trying to be a better businessman.
That's right. Hey, one more thing to point out there, one more observation. I love it when people come to my house and my tacky friends, I'll call them, are like, why do you have a white couch? I've got a white couch like that. I'm going to say it's not Restoration Hardware like that probably is.
Is this Restoration Hardware?
It is. It's the cloud.
He said, yes, it's the cloud.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
He said, hey, not everybody's afraid of white couches when they come to the house. His tacky friends.
Yeah.
This thing wipes off easy. Everything goes off.
I've got a cloud. It's not Restoration, but the white. Hey, your man's got the look there. I like it.
Yeah, man. This is what we do, man. My man, JD, his name's John Damon. I work out with him.
John.
Alabama, we got standards over here.
Yeah, we do have standards. Right? We have standards. Thank you. We have standards.
Harp, we appreciate
High-end cigars.
Yes,
Thank
high-end
you.
cigars, good bourbon.
Cuban, yes.
Yes. Thanks for jumping on with us, Harp. Means a lot. We appreciate it, buddy. Have a good weekend.
Man, thank you guys for always having me. You guys always know how much you mean to me. So cheers, my friend.
Yeah, buddy,
Cheers
cheers.
to you. What's the brand? I got to go buy my first cigar tonight. I'm running by a smoke shop.
What's
on
the
way.
brand?
This is actually a Romeo and Julieta,
A Romeo Julieta.
and he's smoking a special edition Monte Cristo.
A special edition Monte Cristo.
Okay, I'm just going to guess because I was really good on the cloud. I'm probably going to get dogged out by our listeners and viewers for knowing that it was Restoration Hardware and just seeing the PRA and knowing it was Prada. But I'm going to say in your glass, are you drinking bourbon?
I am definitely drinking bourbon.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to say that you have got some Weller.
A special edition Hill Rock.
15-year-old Hill Rock.
15-year Hill Rock.
You guys are doing it up, man.
You don't even know where the hell Prattville, Alabama is anymore. You can't pick it out on a
Forgot
map.
about it. Forgot about it.
You can't even
I know it's a 334 area code.
You can't even pick it out on a freaking map.
Thank you, Harp. Have a good weekend. Enjoy it.
All right, fellas. Y'all be good.
All right, see ya. I want to be with Dunaway when he picks up the Romeo and Julieta Monte Cristo and flips that price over. All right, not my first
I'm
cigar.
going to search right now.
Yeah, you go Swisher Sweet for your first one.
No, I am not. But I'm buying one of those two tonight.